How's it going? This is Cosmic Boogeyman coming at you with a live stream. It's my first ever live stream. I'm going to just do whatever comes at me, and I'm going to just do an intuitive read. This is my first ever just live stream intuitive read. So what I want to do is capture this intuitive read and just capture what's ever going on in the collective. I'm curious to see what's going to pop tonight. I'm just going to shuffle here as we're waiting to see if anyone jumps in here. If nobody jumps in, I'm just going to just do a read for the world. I was just talking to my kids about this. If I haven't talked about myself a little bit, the fact about who I am is I'm actually a teacher. I'm a teacher by trade. It's not something I was looking for, but it's something I found myself doing. But anyway, one thing I found myself doing is I found myself being an empathic person. So one thing I do is I don't charge for tarot, and it drives people crazy. Like I have my best friends, I have people around me that they want me to charge. So I don't charge, and I'm very good with tarot. You can see like judgment, passion. So I have a passion for tarot, and as I shuffle here, I kind of get a vibe for the cards. So one thing I like to do is I like to get like I get a vibe for the cards. So one thing I'll do is I'll get like the cards will start chatting with me, and like that right there tells me like someone jumped in and jumped out, which is fine. I respect that because I know I'm not going to resonate with everyone, and I know it's a process. I think the whole thing's a process. Getting tarot running. But I'm not trying to connect with everyone. I think everyone has their own reader, everyone has their own personal connection. I think everyone can do tarot. I think that's the other thing. I think everyone has their own tarot readers. So I think we can all do our own tarot. I'm just going to shuffle both decks here while I'm waiting. But one thing I was thinking about doing is just a generic read tonight. Like I would just read just on like the state of the world, stuff that I don't always do, but just kind of get an idea like what we feel like the state of the world is. Not my personal opinion, not how I reflect, not how I feel, but what I feel like the world's going, how the political unrest is, and just go with that feeling. I feel like this kind of stuff is important for us to understand going into this new year. I think in general, if we were stuck in an elevator, most of us would rise to the occasion and have a conversation and not fist fight. But I think there's a lot of ideology that plays into the problems of the world, and we get stuck with that. We have bills and we have personal stressors that unfortunately play into the problems that we currently face. So, let's see what we got. All right, here we go. We have judgment and we have death, or death in reverse. Passion, chariot, standing down. Okay. Manifestations, staying strong. Where is that Queen of Cups? Ooh, triple card. And what we were pulling yesterday for this, and I think this was the Pisces read, but I'm just getting a generic read here for this state of the world. For us is we're getting this. Let's see. I was getting this state of the world. I feel like there's a person trying to control things. There's regret coming in. There's a lot of like online influence, but I feel like we're just kind of getting basically a redirect for the situation. Um, for the situation, the way we look at things, I think we have influence, but there's a sneakiness. If we look at the situation as we play it, we're going nowhere fast because we don't have a commitment to any one ideology, unfortunately. I think one thing we have to do is we have to look at it going forward. But I have an idea that we are going to look at the situation and maybe reflect upon it. There's this here. If you've ever watched my readings, this is ground zero. This is judgment. This is more than us. This is more. This goes beyond us. We're not trying to kill each other. We're trying to change that. We're trying to change whatever the situation is in the world. We're trying to reflect upon this and grow. I would say we're almost trying to raise the vibration. I haven't seen that card quite yet, but I'm thinking that that's what's actually happening. Um, let's do this. Let's actually do this. I'll read this for you. You know what? I'm gonna pull this. It's just me and you right here, right now. I'm gonna help you out with your crush for Mike. Let's see what we get. I would tell you immediately, just even before I start shuffling, that's a good sign. That's a wife card. That's a husband card. That's a person who takes action without even knowing Mike. Just so you know, this is a guy who's like takes action. This is a although this is a cutthroat kind of person. He has two people on his mind. If I didn't know you, but there's a clouded situation in the background. You're a kind of person who likes to see things like back. Um, I would say past life. Maybe you're an animal lover. You have more stability than he does. You're more passionate than he is. I would also say maybe you're involved in flowers, or you have to do with. I would say even you have to do with something regarding plant life. But let's keep going. This is just a generic split. Let's see here. But you're more interested in he than he is. And he may be an air sign. Typically for me, when I read for my friends, that card is like 100% an Aquarius card, just so you know. The other card is 100% a wife card, or like wants to be a wife card. There's passion. I can give you that. So that strategic mind would be he's definitely logical. Like he is like do this, but he's for as my students tell me, because that card represents myself. I play chess. I have a chess club with students, just so you understand this. And the student said to another student, because we were playing chess, he said to another student, he said, you know, this. He said he's 3 steps ahead of you, and I try to do that. But I'm going to say that your person is definitely thinking very much ahead. So as far as Mike goes, I would split the deck here and just give you a very quick idea. So if you've never seen my reads, this is a double tarot deck, just so you guys have an idea. All right. So I have a double tarot deck. If you ever see this black two of cups, that is a breakup card, or that's a long-term commitment card. So let's just get this for Mike. Get this out of the way. I know there's a couple others of you who want me to read for you. So let's just go in here. Ready? Let's just get this out of the way. So that's the going nowhere fast with Mike. Just so you asked me, and I'm asking you, the universe is telling you it's going nowhere fast with Mike. There's no splitting hairs. I'll get a confirmation for you just so you understand this. This is the other card. This is my trainer deck. I use this when I'm training friends. The universe is going to give me one card. Actually, I'll just let it fall for Mike. This is dead confirmation. Disputation, pity, quietness, waste, arguments, disunity. If you were asking me, and I'm a tarot reader, I would break up with Mike, or Mike's breaking up with you. Just, I don't know. Honestly, from my tarot perspective, and I do read for a female friend all the time at work, and she is 100% going all through guys. She's on Bumble. She's talking to a dude now, and I read for her the other day, and I'm like, the universe is testing you. So if you asked me, and I read for this friend, this guy, he is telling you or my cards are telling you, let Mike walk or make him come after you. That's what I would tell you. Yeah, you want to be his lady, but that's what's happening. That's what my cards say. I'm not going to lie to you. The cards don't lie. And this is 3 tarot decks here, just so you understand. And I don't play. I have 4 tarot decks here. I can pull from this other one, but it's not worth it. Yeah, pull your energy back. Good call. Let him chase you. You know what? Raise your energy. Go be the best version of yourself. Go take a new class. I mean, personally, and like this is how I am. Go find a new class. Go take tango. Go do something that's amazing for you. Go do something that's for you. It's not about feeling it for you. There's another person out there for you. That's the difference. It's not about this. It's about this other guy. This guy is not even he has no value for you. You're misunderstanding how this guy looks. I can pull one more card. Watch. You ready? You're looking at it as though he doesn't want you. The thing is, he's missing out on you. Watch. I'll get this is from the universe. Ready? Look at again. Look at this is what he's missing out on. He's unlucky. Like he's missing out. Do you not see this? Are you seeing this? He's unlucky. The universe is telling you he's the one who's a dumbass. He's missing out. He's going to be out in the cold, and he's the one who's going to miss out on his his wheel of fortune. He's the one who's going to miss out on everything. You're not the one missing out. I'm telling you. He's the one who's going to, like 10 years, going to go, damn it, I miss out on her. Yeah, don't fix it for him. Why are you saving his ass? Don't throw his parachute on him. Yes. He doesn't want, he wants to jump the plane without the parachute. Say, dummy. Okay, I'm going to pick that guy who has 2 parachutes. See ya. Moving on. It doesn't matter if he feels anything for you. He's a dummy. He can be strategic, but he thinks he's so strategic, but he's not. Yes, you are the whole package. All right, let's see. All right. I'll tell you what, because there's only a couple of you guys in here, right? And you guys all want to know about these guys. I'm going to do a generic read for just you. Think about the amount of energy you have. I'm just going to do, and I only do this like for friends. So we're going to consider us friends because I know you guys are in here and you all want to know about these guys. So I'm going to read for just you guys right now. Save you guys all these questions. So here we go. Ready? This first card is for you. This represents you. King of Wands. The world. Oh yeah, look at this. So this card's representing. So potentially this is representing this guy. So either they're treating you. If you had to ask me, and this is showing me what it is, and I'm going to pull this other deck here in a second. This is a secondary double tarot deck. So I'm going to go really quick with this, just to give you guys a really, really good feel. This card is representing either they're the King of Wands, which just represents, and this represents when I read for me and my wife, and we read. This is me, the husband, like because I've been married for over 20 years. Like this is like the package for her. But this is like someone's got their ear. Someone's like, hey, that zaps their energy. And like I was reading and I was talking to you guys, I'm also a teacher. So when I come home from school and I've been like that like amazing like teacher dad kind of guy for and I feed my energy to the kids. And I'm just gonna tell you guys, and you don't know who I am and it doesn't matter, but I'm just gonna be very honest with you, that kind of guy that you're looking for, the one who's like the super dad kind of guy who's trying to like feed the energy of the kids. He's tapped in, very stable, happy. That person, it's two different worlds. Whoever you're looking at is two different worlds. So whatever you're dating and whatever you're looking for are two different worlds. You can't you're either one or two things. You're trying to fix the person or the person's unrealistic. So one, this person isn't making you the offer, or two, is making you the offer. It's just one of two things, and you guys are seeing this live, just so you know. Okay, ready? So if the guy's making the offer, it's justice, and you're watching this and you're going, bang, I got my guy. I know this is him, and the world is right side up, or otherwise the world is upside down. If the world is upside down, you're here because you're trying to get everything fixed up. You want things to go the right way. So I'm just being honest with you. The way the universe works, and this is how it's simple it is, and I'm not trying to be mean, but the universe is just telling you if you're here because of that, there's a juggling going on. Either they're juggling work, a family member, a ex, somebody. They're telling you it's because they're juggling this person and not prioritizing you. What they have to do is prioritize happiness, nothing more, nothing less. Happiness. What is their happiness? And this other person who is making the offer has to basically understand that in the future, happiness can't always be there. What's going to happen when the boat is missing? What's going to happen when your house is on fire? What's going to happen when when the worst happens? So what I want you to say, and I want you to look at, both of you or all of you, the people who are watching this, is when the universe approaches you and tells you when the house is on fire, what is that? How is that person going to actually act? They're beautiful now. They're meeting the family. They're very pleasant. But when they're very, very mean and down, how is that person going to really react? Ask yourself. And the universe just wants you to keep that in perspective. Because are they going to be the star in the end of the day? And I think that person is the person, the people who are here, and the person that you're asking about, the person where things are going nowhere fast, there's a reason they're unhappy. The unhappiness didn't come from you. You can't bring happiness where there is none. You can't bring sunlight where there is darkness. And this other person, there's self-imprisonment on their unhappiness because they have figured it out. There's an emotional maturity, and I think that's what's happened here. And this happiness that this person is trying to find, that they're looking for, you're trying to bring it to them. But you may have to work very, 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 very hard to bring it into this person's life. The person where their world is upside down, everything's always a problem. They're always calling you, always complaining, nothing's right, nothing's ever going to be good enough. That person, you're going to have to work very hard, and that's going to be an emotional drain. That's why I think this person, this potential partner, this potential future partner, that's where things are going to have to work out in your favor because you're going to have to do all the extra work. You're going to work just that much harder. You are the happiness for this other person. So they do look at you as their happiness. This other person, if you're looking at this other person, there's a person that's involved in the situation. This other person is looking at you or looking to have you as the future. Like they're not looking to have you be their happiness. They are happy. They're already happy. And you're just trying to find which one you want to marry. Do you want to fix the person and then make them happy, or do you want to be your own person and be happy? But you have to ask yourself, the person who's already happy, why you actually found yourself at this read. I hope this is helping you guys. I'm gonna I'm gonna try to jump back into chat here so we can actually talk a little bit. Let's see. So I just needed to say that. That's what I'm just saying. But I can read a little bit more for each of you guys if you want. So I can just tell you guys right now so yeah, if you guys want to post, so Josephine, if you want to post, I can let you know. So for you guys who are just signing in here, typically what I used to do for my friend, like, cause I tore my hamstring in a couple places and it was really rough. And the reason I actually, if you notice in here, I'm using a couple tarot decks. The thing is, I actually was really trying to hone in my intuition, and I would cold read my friends, um, and I would say, no, no, don't tell me anything, and I would just use my tarot decks and really try to read them because I was trying to get my intuition, just like an Olympic swimmer or an archer, and I was trying to get it really dialed in. Okay, so let me start with Josephina's question first. Silly Billy. I love that name. I'll read yours in a second. Okay, so here's a jumper first. All right, so Josephina. So I guess what your question is, you want to ask about this Laura and what's that, Jacinta? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm sorry. All right, here's your first question. So the question, I guess, you're basically this King of Cups in reverse for me, and I'm gonna read. This is just you, like this is reading you down, and I usually read a timeline read, um, but when I have such short time here, I'm going to just quickly read. This is moving on to bigger and better. So, what I have to tell you is you're either raising your vibration or they're raising their vibration. Typically, what I hear or get from this is you're raising your vibration. You're getting on to something bigger and better. When I see this in my reads for you, these three mountains here or this three pyramids is you're going on to something more amazing. You're moving on. This here is they call it the water Uber, but the water in my reads, and when you hear water here, this is intuition. So you're traveling this intuition. You're heavily moving on to something better, bigger and better. This Empress is the Queen of Queens. Yes, you are definitely raising your vibration. This is the Queen of Queens. So at the center of this, you're basically moving on past, like you must have had a lot of fun and this is a lot of love with these other friends, but you're finding something bigger and better. And this is the night of nights. So this night is the only night moving, but you gain some knowledge and you're moving on. So if you've ever looked at the knights in a tarot deck, this is the only knight who's actually moving. He's in movement. All the other knights are it's stagnant. They have their legs just basically held back. And this is moving on to something better. So where you were just the King of Cups, you're basically kind of raise your vibration and you're heading to more social aspects. I'd say more fun. I think right now you have to keep in perspective. You have to be raising your vibration. You have to be focusing on something bigger and better to get to the better version of yourself. Is all it is. But as far as the world card goes, I don't know what that would actually do. But you're definitely raising your vibration because you have to be focusing on going to bigger and better with this situation. So let me focus on Silly Billy's question here. So Silly Billy, and I definitely enjoy the name. All right, so Silly Billy, what do we got? Silly Billy, Silly Billy. We're all trying to find our emperor, empress. That's the case. It's just the way it is, right? It's just the way it is. All right. And you will don't put it in that aspect. Always say I will find my emperor or empress. It's like you're just they just haven't come to you yet. But you're raising your vibration, and I pulled your empress card, so that means you are. But these other two people were holding you back. All right, silly Billy, where we at? They blocked you on social media. Give Laura the artwork for January. They will unblock me. Apologize to the baby. All right, this sounds already crazy. I'm actually gonna pull. I'm gonna pull one card from this deck here. This white tarot deck. It's a double tarot deck, but I'm gonna pull a card from there, and I'm gonna pull a card just from that white tarot deck, just because I want you to have to see the. All right, let's see. Because I want you to see this. All right, let's see about these two friends. And I'm gonna pull two cards. Is what I was about to tell you. So one's a bitch, and the other one wants to move forward with you. I was just gonna say, one's a bitch. So that's crazy. So that is the bitch card. So I have these two cards here. All right. One is so there's a lot of regret here. So block or not, one's basically trying to come out of the cold, but they want to appear to be like um bitchy still. Like they want to like to be the one who's like has the upper hand. This other one who wants to really move on with you, they have this belief that there's something uh there's a regret, like you would always be regretful. If you asked me, this happened maybe in July or started to happen in July. And the sneakiness happened in July with this other friend. So there was a sneakiness, but one of the two friends, the one who's a bitch, this more of a bitch, caused the sneakiness. Also popping in July, I don't know if you can see this, was there was a work situation or the money situation was involved, or there was money involved that grew this. There was definitely a communication issue that happened that grew from the bitchy one, and the communication or miscommunication happened and grew this. So this other friend feels like they were drawn into the problem. Um, an unfortunate thing for this other friend, and now this one feels like they're not happy, but they feel like they have the upper hand. It just feels like they have the upper hand, and I don't like that. And now this other friend that's drawn in with them, I don't feel like it's an even thing. I don't feel like 50-50. I feel like this other friend that's with them is hurt. Like they're almost regretful, and they're very resentful of what's going on. And I'm going to connect the two right here. So there's an offer, there's a divine offer coming in for you guys. But I definitely feel like there's a divine offer either way. You can be a man or a woman. It doesn't matter, silly Billy. There's definitely a bitch here, and there's this other one wants to move on. There's something that's drawn in because you can see one wants to move on with you, but they're regretful. You can see because there's a sneakiness here, there's communication, but there's a divine offer coming in. It's definitely connecting here. If you ask me, that's what I would tell you. But there's an unfortunate event happening between the two. So either you broke up with them or they broke up with you, but there's definitely something here though. But you can see someone, and maybe this is you who's unhappy, but there's a sneakiness that happened between the situation. But one's more regretful than the other. But there's something, like I said, the divine offer is coming in, which tells me that you're maybe this is that thing that's happening in January that's going to happen with you guys. But more like, is there one of the two people that you're going to connect with? Is that what's going to happen? I think that's what's happening. There's one of the two people you're connecting with because you can see this. This is a divine new opportunity with this person. The one who's like regrets it, resentful. This is the money. This is the one who's like maybe this is a lucky opportunity, but they're also hurt. I don't know if one will apologize more than another, but I think that this other one's onto a new start is what I get for the two of these people. One's like, I'm out, and this other one wants to undo this, if that makes sense. But I have to say, like you're the one who's being strong in this. So let me do this one thing for you, silly Billy. I'm gonna pull your outcome. I was saying I wanted to pull from here. This is my other deck. I would sometimes pull this for friends, but I have this two tarot card decks in here, and I pull this, and I actually carry these around. So if you asked me, and I'll actually see if I can change the camera here for you guys. See if it'll switch over. I don't know if it's gonna work on live. I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. Okay. All right. So this card came upside down. So if you were asking me, you might be an older male for them. There's money involved, but there's two females, like you had said to me. Um, Maybe one of them has a kid or one of them has a child involved here. But if you ask me, I would say like the situation's pretty much done or it's not worth it. But you're definitely paying attention to them. So this is like a final card for you. So I wouldn't even sweat it. I don't know if that makes sense. Like I would just kind of leave it alone. Let them come back to you, man. That's what it's saying. There's a new opportunity coming in, like, but you're not supposed to chase that opportunity. But yeah, I wouldn't sweat it. It's like whatever you're doing it correctly. Like that's what I get. But one of the two is definitely playing something against you. It's like one of these two friends has less power over the situation. I can guarantee that. Like I wouldn't hesitate to tell you that. RS feelings for me, please. All right. I was actually looking to do this. I'm gonna do a past, present, future for RS feelings. Like we're just gonna do it's like a three card spread. I haven't done one of these in a little while, but I'm just gonna do this, and I'm also gonna do just a split. So we'll do this for you for RS feelings. Let's see what you get. I'm sure everyone will bear with us. So past, present, fighting, and then future. So no more sneakiness. Okay, doesn't look amazing, I'll be honest. And I can pull confirmations from my secondary deck here. But if you want to say well, RS feelings for you, uh, they were basically kind of letting go of burdens in the past, and this would be way recent past, not like years ago. But this is when you're saying when you're saying the 10 of Pentacles, I'm sorry, 10 of Wands. This is passion. This is a lot of passion. Uh, but you're saying this is like a current fighting thing. One has the upper hand over the other, just similar to the other thing because they've been disarmed. These other friends have been disarmed, and when you go into the future, there's a happiness, but a happiness at a loss because you can see the swords are still here, and someone has basically won, but won at a cost again. But they've basically beat more people. So if you wanted to really know about this person, they've kept doing whatever they were doing. That's my honest opinion. I'm gonna pull just a couple cards just from the middle of this deck for you. So past, so and I'll skip here, and then present, and then future. Yeah. So I feel like they've been doing this for a while, but they've kind of gotten like they got taught a life lesson with you. So they don't take action, is what I get. They're not necessarily like always like the best version of themselves, and in the future it's like they're gonna get what's owed to them. It's kind of what I'm getting out of this. I don't feel like it's about feelings for you. Yeah, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. And what you need to keep in check here, Alex, is it's not about you. This isn't about you. This is about them. This is about this actual when I see this read here, Alex, this is about them. Whenever I read this, I say how many people show up in the read? One, three, one. Like so they're in the future. This is not about you being sneaky. Now, if this card popped like this in the future, that's you being sneaky. This is them being sneaky. So to me, this is them having problems. Like this is all them having problems. So if you asked me or you said, "Hey, what's going on?" This is them having issues. Like, and what happens is people try to come in and save them or help them or give them support, and there's a difference between support and help. And that's what I'm trying to figure out here is, are you trying to save them or support them? And there's two differences. So you can't try to put yourself into a situation where you're trying to overcompensate for them. Like you can't save them. That's what it is. Because I know it looks like you are a powerful person. That's what I'm getting. So if you wanted to ask my personal opinion, I think you have what it takes to find the right person. I think they don't have what it takes to accept you. That's what it looks like to me, being very honest with you. Yeah, because they're sneaky. I just said that. They're definitely sneaky, man. That's what's going on. There's definitely sneaky. But you're worried about what they're doing instead of worrying about what you should be doing for yourself. You're such a valuable person. Like if you popped as an emperor in my read and we're just chatting through YouTube, you got value. You must get a lot of value. Like there's women who definitely want to date or whatever you are, or you're masculine, however you present, you have people who are definitely interested in you. When you popped as an emperor immediately for me, you have value. It's their loss, is what I'm telling you. Whatever it is, it's their loss. All right, let's check. Um, Professional path. Professional path. hmm So I have a best friend, and he's a Pisces, and he has been getting a lot of really good financial information for his professional stuff. So, but like I said, Alex, if you're even so, if you're popping as a emperor, you're in charge. So you have control. Like you have control. You're the boss of the situation. So it doesn't matter what's popping in my read here. You are the driver. Oh, that's even better. Like that's even better. I just talked about the Pisces. The Pisces having home run reads. You should go watch my Pisces reads. Seriously, like so crazy. Go partner up with an Aquarius. That's all I'm telling you. All right. So let's see about the professional path here. Okay. Professional path. So this tells me that there's definitely some kind of dissatisfaction with your professional life. You're waiting for a dark horse candidate, or you're hoping you're sent out some kind of like offer. You're waiting for something to come in, and you're hanging. You're hanging on just this one offer. That's what I'm thinking. The other thing is this would be an intuition. This King of Swords in reverse is the intuition. Like you're banking on an intuitive path line or a lifeline. So I don't know if that's true or not true, but you need to end whatever that is. You're gonna have a lot of regret if you bank your entire existence on this intuitive lifeline. You have to you have to look at life in a little different way. That's pretty crazy. And I'm not saying that's crazy, but I'm saying if that's what they're talking about. No, they're talking about intuition. I think you have to ask the universe for help, is what it's telling me. Whatever it is, you're stuck. You're stuck in a rut for a reason. But why are you stuck in this rut is what it's telling me. Because you're almost waiting for you're waiting for that lottery check, or you're waiting for this it's telling me you're waiting for this chance to come to you instead of you asking for the chance to come. Or you're waiting for this professional, or you're waiting for this promotion instead of saying to the universe, hey, can I get this promotion? And if you ask the universe and acknowledge the universe exists and say to the universe, give me this promotion, and end that like strict thinking, that promotion will come in. That's what it's telling me. You basically make a love offer to the universe saying, hey, I know you're there. I know you exist. Let's talk. Let's have a long conversation. Like when you go to bed and you talk tonight, you say, I'm going to have a conversation with you before I go to bed. That's what's going to happen. And that's what's going on is you basically have hatred for the universe because you're not getting what you want, and you're in this downward spiral because you're not getting what you want. And when you don't get what you want, you hate the universe more. It's just like anything we have when we fall in love with somebody and they don't do something. We expect them to text us, we expect them to call, we expect them to do things. But when we don't get what we want, we fall more basically out of alignment with them. But what you need to do is fall in alignment with the universe, fall more in alignment with what you want, and that's how you get it. That's how you're going to get it. You have to trust it. You have to basically go into faith mode, and that's where you're going to get what you want. That's how it works for any of us in love, money, faith, manifestations, anything. And that's what it is. And that's what answers you on the other side is that those angels or anything, because we've all lost loved ones. We've all lost people from the other side, and that's what ends up happening. Once we lose those people, they go somewhere, and we have to reach out across that void and say, where are you? I want to talk to you. Can you answer this question? That's the manifestation. That's where it happens. So there is the connection. But right now you feel like you can't make it, but you know you want it. How do you get to it? Basically make an offer to the universe and say, "Hey, I know you're there. Don't buy into anyone's magic or hoodoo, voodoo or whatever. You're basically saying, I need you to do it. Just like I'm here offering you this free read. just just take this for what it's worth. It's the universe sending you a message for free. That's all it's doing. It's a little bit of breadcrumbing, a little message from the universe saying, I'm sending you this message. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to take it or are you going to leave it? These little messages are your chance to explore and keep going forward. That's all it is. And then when you make these commitments and you follow through, that's how we grow. I think that's where you're at. That's where you're supposed to be going to from this. Does that help? All right. Just do it. Yep. You have to just speak, but you have to do it. You have to just trust that it's there because we're stuck in a 3D world. That's the problem. We're stuck in this 3D world. We're stuck in these bodies. But you know inside there's more. You see it. You see the numbers. You see the synchronicities. You have that experiences where you can't connect. Look, I just split the deck for you. There it is, right there to there. It's just a confirmation. It's just saying, look, the divine's ready and ready to answer. If the divine wants to know what you want, you have to be on the same vibrational plane. That's all it is. You're not trying to force it, you're trying to answer it. Look, I split the deck again. I'm just telling you, you have to answer it and then it will answer back. This typically would be like a church setting, or a commitment setting, but this comes through as like church, and I'm not a big church person. So I'm just telling you that that's all it is. Right now, this is being breadcrumbed, and I'm a big I hate breadcrumbing. I know exactly what it feels like. It's like, come on, man, stop breadcrumbing me. So look, I'll pull from the fifth deck. I have a fifth tarot deck for you. We'll just see what we get out of this. But I'm just gonna pull and just see what jumps, just for you, just me to you. But I'm just telling you, this is from the universe. You take it, leave it, disbelieve it, whatever we want. There's a whole bunch of jumps. We want just one card though, right? But the truth of the matter is, you just want your message, and there it is. Look at, ready? Here's your message, and I'll even zoom in for you. So it says, don't let your emotions get in the way. That's all it is. So it's the Page of Cups, the Earth sign, Page of Water. Balance your priorities when making choices. Duality. But I think this is more, like I said, it's an emotional thing. That's all it is. Sweetness, gentleness, reflective, self-exploration, intuition, kindness, and sensitivity. If you want $1 billion, all you have to do is believe. Yeah, that's what it's telling you. That's all we have to do. But what are you going to do when get your $1 billion? What are you going to do when you get that $1 trillion? You know, what's the $1 billion going to do for you? Why do you want the $1 billion? That's kind of that's where I'm at. I think that's where we're at with this whole decision, because when you're there, it brings you back to the breadcrumbing and then the commitment, because then you're left with the 3D world, and why are you even here, right? You pay off all these bills, all these debts, and then what? That's what it is, and that's all that happens. You have a good night, man.